Pray for me. Pray that I make it through this. This is part 2 of listening to What the Dummy explain the most simplest, non-artistic rollout ever in history. Drake Iceman 3.
This is what I think we were supposed to hear. I really believe they messed that part up. The girl winds up the Pinocchio toy so that it will start playing, and to me, this feels symbolic of a woman behind the scenes pulling the strings of these Pinocchio executives. Essentially,
oh my God! All right, I can't even. Oh my God! All right, skip. Oh my God! Shut up.
Shown, but now Pinocchios are at some of the locations. One is in the Ice Bunker, and I believe this is Republic's Avery Littman. Drake potentially owes one more album to Republic under contract. And
oh my man! Shut up, man.
This track in particular is a very highly regarded cultural track in Lebanon. In fact, the Lebanese people are very protective over Fairuz and her music. She is a cultural icon, and it shouldn't come as a shocker that in 2012, UMG purchased EMI, which was the label that owned the majority of Fairuz's catalog. The one man that was extremely happy with this deal was, of course, Lucien Grange, who celebrated being the proud owner of this music. Based on my research, it looks like a lot of her catalog is with UMG. And Drake is pairing this legendary artist's music with scenes of the castle, a place that owns all the legendary art that I mentioned earlier. Then we see the shot of Legacy on the table and the Mother Abu statue, which represents greed. This is a powerful statement because UMG is collecting legacy art and culture like base.
Man, all this stuff is already like known already. We know that the music company is corrupt, it's evil, it's possessive. They want to own everything. Duh. Like, Drake is not exposing nothing. This whole lawsuit is not exposing nothing. Everybody already knows how crooked the industry is. Like,
powerful investors and shit, right? Like they're eye to eye. So when Drake takes up that exact same space in the gallery, it really tells me one thing. He's either looking for equity in the company or full-on ownership of his music. Outside of that, possibly Drake owns other artists' music and catalogs that we don't know anything about. And I really believe that there's like a theme, like an ongoing theme of Drake and ownership. You'll see that there's a moment where one man wearing all black appears in the gallery and he makes a gesture towards Drake. You can see that Drake looks directly at him, so it's clear there's some sort of communication or relationship between these two people. Nobody else is in the room except for these two. Another thing you'll notice here is that of all the men in the gallery, he is specifically the only person wearing all black. This is intentional as he is meant to stand out from the
motherfucker. Man, bro. This, I mean, he reaching like Dr. Armstrong. Fantastic Four. Man, like, it is not that serious, bro. It's not that. I'm just going to be skipping through this because all this is shameful.
That is sitting down is the Drake that they are expecting. This is Drake playing the game. A man with a ponytail enters the scene and sits down face to face with Drake, and I believe all this represents a contract negotiation. The writing has been on the wall that Drake might not re-sign with UMG in 2025, and all the powerful men are watching because Drake is a critical part of their bottom line. Obviously, they've been approaching him, feeling him out, like, are you going to re-sign? Like, what do you think? Is really the center of everything. At the end of the day, is this not what this is? Very closely tied to ownership, hence why Drake started on the same level as the investors in the beginning. There's also the fact that while all this is going on, the sample in the music that we are hearing is Italian for go fuck yourself. Think of it this way, if a big chunk of Drake's master recordings leaves the UMG balance sheet, that means lower dividends, weaker forecast, and likely a weaker evaluation of the company itself. All the men looking down expect consistent revenue from the streaming and licensing of Drake's catalog. This is the reality.
So I thought this was supposed to be about, you know, uplifting and this. No, this is just his greed. So what happened to the original theories of, oh, he's doing this for the culture. Oh, he's doing this for this. Oh, he's doing this to...
The Ballor family from France owns 28% of UMG. Tencent out of China owns another 20%. Then Perishing Holdings owns another 10%. And look, I think Drake has demands that he's not willing to compromise. Look, at a certain point, it was very clear that Drake realized just how much he was worth and just how valuable he was because we heard all about it in his music.
Classics, I keep scribbling, lights in the universal building just keep flickering.
You know, he really starts to talk his shit. Like, you know, am I staying or am I going? Like, the lights are starting to flicker. I'm keeping the lights on here.
Who the CEO, universal, they mistaken. Cause Google saying Lucien, but that just doesn't make sense.
Lucien don't make sense. He's not making the money. It's me.
Who filling up the piggy bank? Who bringing home the bacon?
Who's bringing in the bacon? Like, the guys in the gallery, they all know who it is. However, because of corporate greed, it's almost certain they'll never give Drake what he truly wants. That's why when the ponytail man reaches for the bag, Drake pulls it back and holds it tighter. It's at this moment that another Pinocchio emerges, and I will reveal who I think this is soon, but notice the moment this Pinocchio arrives, Drake decides to leave. Remember, Drake is expecting the bullshit. Next, we see the Iceman truck again, and Drake enters a private club in Milan called Apophis. As you can see, here are some photos that they posted to their Instagram page. This is where Drake performs a new song with Yeet called Doghouse with Julia Wolf. Now remember, Yeet's character started at the beginning of the episode with a phone call with Drake, saying that if things go left, I got that thing set up for you. I believe it's here where Drake is showing the touring that he did in order to recoup his $400 million deal with UMG very fast. A major clue that led me to this is you'll notice that Zach Bia is the DJ in this scene with Drake, and this is the exact same DJ that opened up for Drake for that entire tour. I think he recouped extremely fast because he made like $250 off touring. He was doing deals with Nike and like tons of brand deals. I think he recouped way, way faster than what people think. Now the Pinocchios from Republic Records are going fucking crazy. Drake is pumping out music, he's touring, he's recouping on his deal insanely fast, and he won't be re-signing unless they meet his demands. We got Monty Littman running around in circles outside the castle, looking absolutely lost because between Drake and Taylor Swift, he's losing one of his biggest artists. Then we got Avery Littman playing into Ice, losing his damn mind because that last block of Ice is Drake's last album with Republic. In terms of, the Republic umbrella, I don't think Drake is in the best position in the eyes of the executives because it seems like he's asking for a lot, and if he doesn't get it, he's gonna go. You'll notice that the Pinocchio in the theater stays quiet and stays in one place as the Republic Pinocchios go crazy. I believe this character is the newly promoted John Janik under Interscope. John understands that Drake long history with Kendrick under Interscope, and it's time to put the plan in motion. We see him running in circles, all in the name of corporate greed. Of course, the investors are going to love the beef because it's destined to generate revenue on all sides. Lucian will look incredible, the board of directors at UMG will be very impressed with John's performance, Kendrick's stock will be higher than ever, and the brothers at Republic get a devalued Drake with far less leverage. Everybody wins. After the Pinocchio John finishes circling, he goes into the exact same position on the second level as where Drake started off. That's because of how much he stood to gain from the beef financially, as one of the things that is the highlight.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen. When What the Dirt first started off, and it's not just because of Kendrick. It's not just because of Kendrick. I watched some of his Drake stuff, and some of it was like, all right, but you can tell the pivotal point where he wasn't being neutral. He was being extremely biased. And ever since then, ever since Family Matters, it's just been downhill. I can't even take What the Dummy serious. I don't even think I can make it through this. Like, it's sad, man. It's sad to see what you become, What the Dummy.
Of Drake's lawsuit is looking into John Janik's contracts. I really think Drake is making a statement at the reality of what really happened. He's telling the story through film without saying a word. This battle wasn't organic, and it wasn't about the culture of hip-hop like those Spotify advertisements suggested. This was about corporate greed, corrupt executives, and it was one giant play, hence why it's all taking place in a puppet theater. Keep in mind, all this is my perspective. Drake eventually leaves the club, and we see a shot of Kevin Durant, who looks pretty intensely into the camera, and I have no explanation for why he's doing this. Drake finally pulls up to the church, and he goes through that little door that we already discussed. One by one, Pinocchios follow, but there's only 3. As I mentioned earlier, I believe the other Pinocchio is the man who Drake interacted with in the gallery who was wearing all black. One of the things I noticed is that Drake's team deliberately used 2 cameras to showcase the one Pinocchio running around in the theater. Why is that? Well, it's because they are showing that there are 2 Pinocchios in the theater. There's even a point where all on the same screen, they show one Pinocchio in the ice bunker, another one in the castle, but yet for whatever reason, there's 2 different angles of the same Pinocchio in the theater. They show the 2 shots because there's 2 Pinocchios in the room. One of Drake's moles is someone higher up. This was something they also did throughout the episode when they showed footage for the restaurant that really helped spell it out for me. Why are they showing?
Oh man, all right, I can't.
You'll notice each Pinocchio is led through the same small door as Drake, and I want to remind you of this scene from episode 2 with the Pinocchio drawn onto the door. Remember we discussed that doors in the Disney Pinocchio movie are meant to look inviting, but they are all metaphorical traps. And Drake led them through that door, the little door, which tells me, Drake walking through the same door as them symbolizes that he is playing along with what they're doing. Drake then enters a sacristy, and this is a place in a church where a priest will prepare for sermons. I believe this is meant to symbolize that Drake has led the Pinocchios into believing that nothing could possibly go wrong with their plan. It is 100% safe. A song then starts to play that is clearly unique, as it is tailored specifically to the Iceman theme. Drake holds out the bag pretty much like he's surrendering, and he is surrounded by the 3 Pinocchios. I believe what we are seeing here is the battle and plan being initiated, and Drake already knows what's coming. A big part of the plot twist is playing along in the battle because that is literally the trap. We hear the Iceman song playing in the background, and that's because the guy that's in front of them is a body double. The Iceman with the bag and the evidence changed at the girl's apartment, and we saw the video at the same fireplace where he recorded the fighting R's freestyle. And on that record, he said this.
Cover my body in dirt, but that wasn't me. That wasn't me. That was a body double, and we've done dozens of switches.
It's fucking wild. Like, you know, cover my body in dirt, but that wasn't me. Like, he's saying, like, they tried to destroy me. They thought they did it, but that wasn't me. That was a body double. Because the guy that they thought they buried, he already knew what they were going to do. He had to play the game, though. He had to go through with all these people calling him a pedophile and all this bullshit. He had to do that to catch him in the trap. What's even crazier about this is remember that girl from earlier who sat back and she's watching those clips of him at this same fireplace? Well, this very freestyle starts out with a woman.
I'm correct.
I'm completely, like, we can't understate how fucking crazy this is. This is fucking nuts. This is nuts. Like, that freestyle came out in January, and he deliberately leaked it, but never on his own channels. Like, this has never been an official Drake post. It came out of nowhere, and then now it's up on the plot twist, but it's never been officially affiliated with Drake. I wonder why that is.
I promise I've been thinking before.